Hello, and welcome to another episode of me driving to work and talking crap into a camera. Live for everybody to watch. Yes, it is another day to go to work. It is Tuesday, and hopefully we don't get the absolute ridiculousness that we got yesterday. I don't know what it is about Monday, but that's when got with a ladder. Um, I don't know what it is about Mondays, but it's just one of those days where everybody who has no business being out is out. And for some reason, they like to congregate in our emergency room. Why, I don't know. Yeah, we just had a little bit of everybody. Just the crazies. The people who, what's the deal? Everybody going straight? Come on, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Everybody. From the repeat offenders to first time visitors and whatever garbage issue brought them in. It just everybody that showed up was just not. I don't know. Like the running joke is the short bus showed up because that's who was showing up. The people who regularly need to wear helmets for their own safety. That's who showed up yesterday. And it's always on Monday, and I just don't understand it. Why? What is it about Monday that's got people so itchy, so so motivated to have all their issues become apparent, even issues that they, of their own volition, their own testimony, their own confirmation, that these are issues that were not spontaneous. They were issues that they had. A constant issue, something that's prolonged, something that they already know that they have. And me, being logically thinking more than these people, the only motivation I can see is they need a work note to not go to work the rest of the week, or at least for a couple days. That's it. There's no other motivation. There's no other, come on, bro, the light's green. Let's go. I think that's literally the only motivation. It's I don't want to work for the next couple of days or even a week, depending on how long they give me for the doctor's note. Let me take an issue I'm already having, in some cases for days, weeks, even months, and let me make today the day that it was an emergency. I don't get it. I don't get it. Because by them doing that, you now make my work day unnecessarily unbearable. Like, it's already unbearable that I got to be at work. But that's besides the point. The fact that you got people showing up specifically on Monday with all manner of issues, some they could easily rectify themselves. There are pharmacies. Walgreens exists. CVS pharmacy exists. Publix has a pharmacy. Target has pharmacies. Walmart has pharmacies. And yes, you can go for prescriptions and whatnot. And don't get me wrong, do that. Especially if it's something prescribed by your doctor. By all means, go get your prescriptions. You can feel better. But I'm talking about the stuff you can get off the shelf. I'm talking about Tylenol, Motrin, the Benadryls, the what have you, Pepto-Bismol. You know, it's like you got people coming in with stomach pain. Bro, Pepto exists. Drink a cap full of that every couple hours. Follow the instructions on the side of the bottle. I promise you'll be fine. Got a headache? Pain medication exists. Like, you don't have to show up to an emergency room for your copay, which is easily going to be more than a bottle of Tylenol. Like, that's a fact. If you're having, issues sleeping, this is more specific to one particular guy who is not positively viewed in our hospital, who comes in specifically for, issues having to do with, like allergic reactions and stuff like that. You know what they're going to give you? Benadryl, either in pill or liquid form. That's it. Self-medicate. It's perfectly fine. I do it. I do it all the time. I got a headache. I got 2 bottles. I have a bottle of Tylenol and a bottle of Motrin, simply because they're 2 different medications. You can actually, I want to say double up, but alternate, like, especially if it's a really bad headache or you got a migraine or something along those lines. You can alternate. Tylenol, Motrin, Tylenol, Motrin. I promise you'll be fine. It's perfectly okay to self-medicate, as long as you're not overdosing and start downing an entire bottle of Tylenol, 25, 30, 40 pills in a matter of 6 to 8 hours. Yeah, don't do that. Definitely don't do that. But, like, you don't need to go to an emergency room for every little thing at all. Like, that's why it's called an emergency room. The emergency, if you look up the definition, I'm not going to look it up now, but an emergency is something that is immediately life-threatening, something that cannot wait, something that needs attention drawn to it, or something worse is going to happen. That's what an emergency is. Coming in because you're having the sniffles, coming in because your foot hurts, coming in because of an already known chronic issue, not an emergency. It's not. That's not an emergency. Like, I tell this story to some of the people that I work with, some of the newer ones that come in. There's a doctor that we have who one day had a patient come in. Now, when a patient presents to the emergency room or just flat out tells us, I'm having chest pain. Okay. My thought process is, okay, this person is in the middle of having some sort of cardiac issue, or it's something that needs to be dealt with immediately, or they could end up in a body bag. So I do the sensible thing. Quickly get him registered, banded, and he's already talking to doctor 10 minutes later, not even. Keep in mind, this is after triage. The nurses have taken his blood pressure, they've done an EKG, taken his temperature, the whole 9 yards, but the most important thing is that EKG. Now, the EKG machine lets the nurses know right then and there if you're in the middle of having what would, basically a heart attack or some other type of cardiac issue that could potentially lead to death if not immediately treated. They know right away. So if you come in saying chest pain, they're going to know you're BSing them immediately. Within 5 minutes, they're going to know, hey, this guy is full of crap. They can continue to wait. Or they can head back to the weight room. They can head back outside and wait for a bed to become available or something else, right? So this guy comes in, says he's having chest pain. They give him an EKG. He's not having any kind of cardiac issue at all. But there was a bed available. So they're like, well, you know what? Bed's available. There's no one else waiting. It's not particularly occupied or full that particular day. So they bring him in, put him in a bed, and get the doctor, bring him over. Doctor comes to this guy and asks him, what brings you in today? Keep in mind, the doctor's already seen the results of the EKG and knows this guy is full of crap. But he asks him, what brings you in today? Today. The guy says, oh, I've been having chest pain. Okay, the doctor asks him, okay, I understand that, but what brought you in now? And he's like, are you having chest pain right now? The guy said, no. So what brought you in today? Well, I've been having chest pain, but that's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you, what brought you in now, today? Are you having chest pain right now? The guy said, no. Okay, the doctor said, then thank you for wasting my time, not in those particular words, and proceeded to inform the nurses, give this guy's discharge paperwork, kick him out. Bye. And he was 100% right to do it. I don't disagree with that in the slightest. Because if you come in presenting an issue that is non-life emergent and then try and play it off like, yeah, this is something that's been going on, go see your primary doctor. Because I will tell you that ER doctor is going to give it to you. Now, here's the flip side of that. I once had a guy a little bit older than me come in, sat in the chair, completely out of breath. Like he was having labored breathing and sweating. And kind of pretty much clutching his chest. And I was like, holy crap, this guy's having a heart attack. I grabbed his ID. I told him, don't fill out any forms. Give me your ID. As I'm putting in his information, I'm calling the back. I have them on speed dial, basically calling the nurses and letting them know, hey, come out right now. This guy is having or appears to be having a heart attack now. Not maybe now. Now, I'm not a medical professional at all, but the signs and symptoms are pretty apparent. They're kind of like the Vegas signs. They're really bright and like, hey, issue here. So I banded this guy as he's getting up to be taken to the back by the nurses. Hand him his ID, like, good luck. An hour later, he was dead. Yep. He was in the middle of having a heart attack and did not recover. Yeah. Full-on heart attack, passed away in our ER. It was an hour after I signed them in. And seeing that, and then seeing other people's demeanor or how they present to the ER saying chest pain, unless you look like that guy, you're full of crap. You're absolutely full of crap and you know it. Every last one of you. Because I've had people come in saying they're having chest pain on the phone, eating. Absolutely nothing wrong with them. You would swear that they were at home, hanging out, chit-chatting with people. Then the nurses come on, and then they're like, oh, Let me get inside. And then that's when the labored breathing starts. You're full of crap. Every last one of you. So from here on out, if I'm registering you, if you see this face and you tell me chest pain, I promise you, I know you're full of crap. Unless you are literally in the middle of the labored breathing, chest clenching, sweating, like unless you are full on in the middle of having a heart attack, you're full of crap. Absolutely. The same with people who say they're there for stomach pain, but have a bag of McDonald's with them, or Burger King, or God forbid, somebody once brought in a bucket of KFC chicken, talking about my stomach hurts. That thing you have in your hand, that's why you have stomach pain. Stop. Your stomach can only take so much. Stop. So yeah, I may not be a medical professional, not a nurse. I'm not even going to school for that crap. I'm going for something completely different. We know. We see it. We know you're full of crap. Every last one of you. We know that there's no way around it. And believe me, we talk about you. We will talk about you. We will poke fun at you. Now, obviously, on here, I can talk as much crap as I like because I'm not breaking any HIPAA. I'm not giving names. I'm not giving dates of birth. Hell, in most cases, I'm not even giving the gender. I could be lying about the gender. When I say guy, it could be a girl. If I say girl, could be a guy. Hell, when I say either one of those, I could mean somebody that's non-binary, someone who's transitioning, someone who was one but is now the other. You don't know that. I know the truth. I know who's who, what's what. I'm just giving you the facts. If you come in presented with chest pain and you are anything short of having a full-on heart attack, or at least showing that you're presenting those symptoms of a heart attack, or an impending one at least, you're full of crap. Don't even bother, because you're going to get mad when you get that bill from the hospital, especially here in the United States, where our hospital bills are disgustingly high. Disgustingly high. And I've seen some of them. It's not fun to look at. So yeah, unless you have an actual emergency, now I'm talking about life-threatening. Holy crap, I cut my finger off. Holy crap, I cut my hand off. Holy crap, I severed an artery. Or holy crap, I got into a car accident where I'm actually injured, not some bullshit. What the fuck, dude? Really? You literally got from behind me to get in front of me, and you managed to pass one car. And now you're still stuck in traffic, dumbass. Anyway, unless you're actually presenting with actual symptoms of an actual emergency, don't come. Don't show up to the ER. Don't do it. Another thing too, if you are pregnant, and this goes for you people that are capable of it, because yes, there are people who, trans, non-binary, and all that stuff. I'm about the people with the physical capability of getting pregnant. Any of you, if you are pregnant, one of the first questions out of your mouth when you present to any emergency room is, do you got these on staff? Do you have obstetricians on staff, or at least on call? because I have personally turned away many a pregnant woman from RER because they didn't ask that question. I've had to look them in the eye and tell them, you're at the wrong hospital. We do not have OBs. We do not have labor and delivery. We barely have the equipment necessary to deliver a child, let alone be able to take care of it in its first moments of life. Don't do it. Ask the question, do you guys have OB on staff? And the reason why is simple. When you ask that question and the person that you're talking to, the employee, whether it's a registration, whether it's whoever, when you ask them that question and they tell you yes, guess what that means? Not only do they have the medical professionals with the specialty knowledge, the specialist knowledge in that particular field, in that particular condition, but they also have the equipment, the space, the know-how on the back end to make sure that whatever is going on with your condition, positive or negative, they're able to handle it. Simple. Ask the question. Ask the question. Do you have OBs on staff? Do you have them on call? Do you have the capabilities to deliver a child? Because I can tell you flat out, at our hospital, no, we don't. Sorry. We don't. We just don't. Our hospital doesn't have a lot of stuff. It's very small. But labor and delivery, don't have it. OBs, nowhere to be found in the building. Hell, we don't have not even have offices in the building. That's one. Two, we don't even have for trauma alerts. So if you come in from, say, motor vehicle accident, motorcycle accident, or some sort of issue like, say, you cut off your leg with a chainsaw, don't come to our hospital. In fact, in our area, in the area where my hospital is located, particular city, I'm not going to name it, even the rescue crews for the city, the surrounding cities, and even the fire rescues know not to bring trauma patients to our hospital, to our facility in particular, simply because we do not have the equipment, the staff, the capability to address a trauma. The same way we do not have the capability to address a pregnancy, regardless of who's carrying it. We don't have these capabilities, the equipment, the knowledge, the specialists on staff to handle these issues. So by all means, don't come to a hospital. And if you are having some sort of issue like that, ask the question again. You're pregnant, do you have OBs? Do you have OBs on staff? Do you have them on call? Answer is no, bye. Go find somewhere else, a place that will be able to take care of you. Yes, I'm not in traffic, I just parked the car. By all means, ask the questions. Because when you ask questions, you know more. And when you know more, you make a more informed decision. And that better informed decision can lead to less headaches later on down the road, especially when it comes to your finances. Do I really want to go to the ER when my copay is $150, $250, $450? Hell, I've seen copays in upwards of $700, $800, $900. even $1,000. Do I really want that bill showing up to my house because I came in because my head hurt, because my leg hurt, my arm hurt, because I cut a particular part of my finger that, you know what, a little bit of self-care could have taken care of. My tummy hurts, I could have taken care of that. So do you really want that? Personally, I would not. So by all means, ask the questions before. Before you even give your ID, before you do anything, ask the question. Do you have this, or do you have this capability? Do you have the ability to handle this particular issue? Because if not, we'll make recommendations. Go here, go there. You're only so far away. Because you'll save yourself time, you'll save yourself the heartache, and at the end of the day, save yourself the money. So on that note, we're going to go ahead and cut out this episode of driving to work because I did it. I drove to work. I'm here. So by all means, follow, like, subscribe, name above. Oh, there we go. Follow, like, subscribe, name above, like, comment below. By all means, let me know what the deal is, and have a good day. Stay safe, and remember, ask those questions.